your mark, ready, set, let's go. Dance floor pro, I know, you know, I go psycho when my new joint hit. Just can't sit, gotta get jiggy with it. That's it, now honey, honey, come ride. DKNY, all up in my eye. You got a Prada bag with a lot of stuff in it. Give it to your friend, let's spin. Everybody looking at me, glancing at the kid. Wishing they was dancing a jig here with this handsome kid. Sick a cigar right from Cuba Cuba. I just bite it, it's for the look, I don't light it. Bill Wade the ammo on the hand, stay on play. Give it up, jiggy, make it feel like foreplay. Yo, my cardio is infinite. Big Willie style's all in it. Getting jiggy with it. Getting jiggy with it. Getting jiggy with it. Getting jiggy with it. What? You on the ball with your kid? Watch your step, you might fall trying to do what I did. Mama, I'ma come close side in the middle of the club with the rubber dub. No love for the haters mad cause I got floor seats at the Lakers. See me on the 50-yard line with the Raiders. Met Ali, he told me I'm the greatest. I got the fever, for the flavor of a crowd pleaser. DJ play another from the Prince of this Shore Highness. Only bad chicks riding my whip. South to the west, to the east, to the north. Bought my hits and watch them go off. But yes, sure. And you don't stop in the winter order. I makes it high, getting jiggy with them. Getting jiggy with it. Getting jiggy with it. Getting jiggy with it. 850 IS if you need a lift. Who's the kid in the drop? Who else will slip? Living that life, some consider a myth. Rock from South Street to 125th. Women used to tease me, give it to me now nice and easy. Since I moved up like George and Weezy, cream to the maximum, I'll be asking them. Would you like to bounce with your brother that's platinum? Never see Will attacking them. Rather play ball with Shaq and them, flatten them. Like, getting, thought I took a spell, but I didn't trust. The lady of my life, she hitting. Hit her with a drop top, with the ribbon. Crib for my mom on the outskirts of Philly. You trying to flex on me? Don't be silly. Getting jiggy with it. Getting jiggy with it. Getting jiggy with it. Getting jiggy with it.
Everybody, welcome to another TK's Adventure, and today's we're going to be doing some commentary, actually, a lot of things that I wanted to talk about here in the house. It's another beautiful, hot, and stormy day here in South Florida. Actually, the rain is just threatening to come out. Just threatening. Yesterday was a complete washout. Today's just super, super hot and humid. So I'm doing the show today from indoors, and better for it because it's a lot nicer in here than it is out there. So I'm happy to do it. There's a few things that have been going on. I wanted to update you on some technology stuff, a little bit about the government, and something that I'm wearing this hat for actually today. But the very first thing that I wanted to talk about, and hello to everybody who has already joined this afternoon. I know I haven't warned anybody that I'm going to go live, and I had a great time this last weekend. For all of you that joined me this weekend on Saturday night, I had a great time. I got a little tipsy too, so can't say that I didn't have a great time. So it was a pretty long stream. Thank you very much for joining me for that stream. Hi Lisa, nice to see you. You're wearing your hat too. Which hat are you wearing? The Knicks hat? What hat are you wearing? Woo, I already started to sweat with that dancing. I got my Red Hot Chili Peppers shirt on today, and I'm going to play probably a couple songs from there. But first and foremost, I want to talk about this dreadful, I don't know what it is, a curse against the Celtics. This is 3-1 now. They're down in the series, and the series should have actually been over by now. They were ahead by 20 points in the first two games. The third game, it was a blowout. They won. That was the way it was supposed to go. And then they were ahead by up to 14 points yesterday and lost it. I think it was 121 to 113. I could not believe my eyes. I was on a phone call, and then I saw the final score. I couldn't believe it because I left it. and I shouldn't have done that. So now we have to definitely change that mojo. What is going on here? We need the Celtics to win this series, and I'm going to be wearing green all the way through tomorrow. So I'm going to start with this hat later on today. I got my watch on here, green face, green bezel, green dial. So, I'm hoping that we can change this bad luck around for the Celtics. I cannot believe it. And even to make matters worse, Statue of Liberty, New York, Dad's hat. Cool, okay. All right, so let's see here. So even to make matters worse, look at this. Look at what's happened here. Can you believe this? Isn't this crazy what happened? You got Jason Tatum here injured as well. They had to walk him off the court. One of our best players, he scored 42 points. So to make matters worse, tomorrow, I think we're back in the Garden, so hopefully we'll get some good news. We'll have a good game. We'll be ahead and we'll actually keep the lead and win that game because we're so far behind. Being behind 3-1, it's almost impossible to win that series. So they did it to themselves. That series was theirs to have. So I don't know what happened with that. Well, I'm happy to see everybody is enjoying and saying hello to everybody again. So I hope you're having a great week. I'll tell you about how my day started too. So this morning I had to be up at 6:30. At 7 we had appointments, some medical appointments for myself and my family member, and it's pretty heavy stuff. So we had to go do that. That all turned out to be okay, but it's a very stressful time, and there are tests done and all that. So afterwards, I thought that, hey, I gotta go let off some steam. So I went to the gym, and while I was in the gym, I was thinking to myself, I said, well, hey, maybe it was time, since a few of us in the community have said that I'm just, like a hillbilly loser who's never amounted to anything without a car and homeless and never done anything with my life. I should actually go with my people, and I should go to Walmart. So I went to Walmart, and I bought some things, and a few of those things were about what I'm planning on cooking soon. But I didn't have that last ingredient. So I'm going to not let the cat out of the bag and not tell you what I'm going to be making. Not today, but another day. But it definitely has the word pepperoni in it. So just think about that for yourselves, what's going to happen there. But I was missing the main ingredient, so I couldn't make it today. But I'll make it another day. It's not a problem at all. Yeah, of course. They spread lies. Narcissists do that. So anyway, aside from that, let's move on. Let's talk about a few things that have been happening recently in the news. And after the Celtics loss, I don't really know how to structure this. It's so crazy what's happening. But let's talk a little bit about some technology. Let's talk about a little bit current affairs. The president right now is in the Middle East. The Middle East is very high on technology. Elon Musk is over there. He's touting the use of his robo-taxis in Saudi Arabia now, so that might be a thing that's happening. And the president himself actually wants a new plane. Have you heard about this new plane thing? The new plane he wants, well, let's back up. Let's say right now Air Force One is 2 planes, and it's about, I want to say maybe 40 years old. These planes are 747s, and they're 40 years old. Of course, they're armored planes. They've got all these secrets in them, and the Army has actually jacked them up to the point where, they need to have some countermeasures within them. So there's a lot of secrets there. But the president couldn't wait for a brand new plane. So Qatar, the royal family, I guess, has decided to just gift them a plane, a $400 million plane, and he wants it. And now there's all these legal ramifications as to whether he can accept a gift like that. What is he giving in return? I mean, they're just giving away this plane. What is he giving in return? So that's hopefully going to happen for him, because otherwise another new plane would come along after he's out of the presidency. So it's this palace in the sky is what they're calling it. It's a 13-year-old, really luxurious 747, and I guess he's going to get it. As a matter of fact, I have a picture of it right now, and guess where it is parked? You'll never believe it. It's parked right in Palm Beach Airport. That's the plane right there. So that's the Qatar 747 that's just gifted to the President of the United States, $400 million worth. And I don't know if they expect anything in return. So maybe we should play a song that actually is fitting for that. Let's go.
This adventure sent $10 Kung Fu.
Okay, so I guess you get the idea here. Yeah, unicyclical, yes. Maybe a very, very subtle type of a bribe, but I hope not. There's going to be some litigation there on how you're going to transfer the plane. He's supposed to have the plane within a year. It's supposed to go back to the Army and be retrofitted, and then it's supposed to be in service as Air Force One, or at least one of the Air Force Ones, and then they'll have the backup. Yeah, of course, Red Hot Chili Peppers, of course. And then just before he finishes his presidency, if he ever leaves, that is, I don't know if they'll change the rules for him, but just before he finishes his presidency, they're supposed to bring it into his presidential library, I guess is the plan. But there's a lot of red tape that they have to get through. I'm just wondering if they just gave it away like that because he's such a great guy. So, unbelievable stuff. Another thing that's unbelievable, and thank you all for coming in today. I know it's always afternoon. I know it's whenever you can actually make it, when you have a moment to kind of just hop in, watch a little bit, but maybe you can watch the replay, because I know that people aren't aware of these streams when I just start them. I just thought of this one like a couple hours ago, and I was gonna make it a two-parter. I was gonna make it like a Taco Tuesday, like we're gonna cook a little bit, we're gonna make something. So I wasn't able to get that final ingredient, but we'll take a rain check on that. I'll do that another time. And today, because of Taco Tuesday, and because we need something green for the Celtics, we need something green. Maybe I'll make a couple margaritas with you guys. How does that sound? We'll see. We'll see what happens. So I have another video up, and the reason for this hat today, this marathon, is, have you heard about this? A couple weeks ago, and this is how much technology has actually come forward. And we'll talk about some of the updates that I've done to the programs too. I've been hard at work trying to figure out other programs. I'm watching how other streamers are doing their thing. And we actually have a streamer of the week that I want to showcase today. And it's the most hilarious thing in the world. I didn't know this kind of thing catches on, but I'll let you know about that. So what happened a couple weeks ago is in China, in Beijing, they had a half marathon. But the funny thing is that the also-rans were 21 robots. 21 robots ran this race. So let me play this video for you, and you can kind of make a decision for yourself what you think about that. I thought it was crazy.
In the race to develop robots that are smarter and faster, a test of sorts, pitting 12,000 runners beside 21 humanoids along a 13-mile course billed as the world's first half marathon starring machines.
Let's put it on this.
Unlike the
All right, that should work better.
Human runners here, the robots have a choice. They can have their batteries changed or just lie down.
While many of the human counterparts stopped to take selfies, the robots trailed from the outset. Some of them barely got started. One with propellers went out of control. Others fell apart, laying bare the challenges that still confront the industry here. That more than 20 robot companies participated shows that robot tech in China is pushing forward quickly, said the team leader for the winning humanoid. Tiangong finished in 2 hours 40 minutes after 3 battery changes and 1 fall. We met Tiangong before the race.
Hello. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
In a demonstration of what the company calls embodied intelligence that plants smarter AI into a more durable body with legs that function like human limbs over varied terrain. Next generations can look more lifelike.
Are you guys already freaked out? Can you believe this stuff? I mean, look at these robots. Some of them look really, really good, right? Were you also thinking Chinese massage when you saw that? All right, let's keep going.
With silicone skin, hair, and facial expressions.
What's your name?
The idea for humanoids to do jobs ranging from manufacturing and home repairs to companionship and caring for the elderly.
For a lot of people, this might be freaky. How do you get humans to accept robots as a fact of life?
We want robots to feel more real, says Wei Jiaxing, so people feel more comfortable around them. There's been a huge push behind humanoid robots in China. Videos of them dancing, performing, or doing kung fu have gone viral on social media here. China's government.
Yeah, on that note, let's pause for this commercial message. Wow.
Adventures sent $10 Kung Fu robots.
Let's see if it's working. Of course, technical difficulties. The robots are going to take over, aren't they? Let's see if it'll play. We'll just keep playing this for now.
And state media promoting the industry as the next big thing, like the campaign behind Chinese. electric vehicles. In this race, designers were urged to get creative. They
Turn it on, hold on. All right. Wait until the media loads, and then it should play the song. Never perfect, guys.
Funky Chinaman from funky Chinatown. They were chopping them up, they were chopping them down. It's an ancient Chinese art, and everybody knew their part. From a fainting to a slip, and a kicking from the hip. Everybody was kung fu fighting. Those kids were fast as lightning. In fact, it was a little bit frightening. Yeah, but it fought with expert timing. There was Funky Billy Chin and little Sammy John. He said, "Here comes the big boss. Let's get it on." We took the bow and made a stand. Started swaying with the hand. A sudden motion made me skip. Now we're into a brand new trip. Everybody was kung fu fighting. Those kids were fast as lightning. In fact, it was a little bit frightening. But they did it with expert timing. Oh, yeah. Everybody was kung fu fighting. Those kids were fast as lightning. In fact, it was a little bit frightening. Make sure you have expert timing. Kung fu fighting. Hands and feet, fast as lightning.
Wow. Can't you see that? Look at that. They even put shoes on them and all that stuff. So let's see if we can continue this.
screwed on sneakers and tracksuits, or took off heads and fingers to minimize weight, and the idea for humanoids to do jobs ranging from manufacturing and home repair. In the race to develop robots that are smarter and faster, a test of sorts, pitting 12,000 runners beside 21 humanoids along a 13-mile course billed as the world's first half marathon starring machines.
Unlike the human runners,
Interesting. These are the challenges that you have when you go live.
In the race to develop robots that are smarter and faster, a test of sorts,
Anyway, you get the
pitting
gist of it.
12,000
You got these robots
runners beside
that
21
ran this
humanoids.
marathon, and only 6 of them completed it. So I guess, you know, the one that made it the fastest was 2 hours and 45 minutes, and only 6 completed it. I mean, my fastest time for a half marathon was somewhere in the high 1:30 range. Just about 1:40, so 2 hours and 45 minutes. I think the humans still beat out the robots. Unbelievable, crazy. I thought that was a crazy story. That happened a couple weeks ago, and I guess they're gonna keep on trying to see if they can overtake people, but they were falling. I guess it was like a lot of different kinds of robots. They had shorter robots, taller robots, robots with propellers on their backs. It was crazy. So another thing that I noticed is, well, I like technology. I like to look at all the different programs that there exist. And there was a request about maybe seeing if you can donate using PayPal. and I set that up actually. So you might start to see some of the Nightbots showing that you can actually donate through PayPal and Venmo now. I'm using a different program. It's called Streamlabs. It's the first time that I'm using it. So forgive me, it's an experimental phase right now. I'm gonna be testing it, and you can feel free to test it too. But the one bonus on this one that I'm allowing just for this particular program is that when you donate, you might even be able to donate a video as well. I restricted the videos on the Power Chat in the past just because, you know, I was worried that people wouldn't keep it clean, but I'm going to allow it for now. If it gets dirty, then I'm just going to remove it altogether. But you wanted a way to be able to donate through PayPal. This is a way to do it. So, hey, Lainey, nice to see you. Thank you for joining. I know everybody's coming in late right now. So we talked about the Celtics. We talked about the president's gifted plane that was given away by Qatar government. And then we also talked about the robots that are taking over the world. It's the planet of the robots. And also, I love to watch other streamers. Like I was mentioning this past weekend, there are a lot of streamers that just do their stream from their bedroom, from their bed, actually. And they have hundreds of viewers. And there's some people who play the guitar, and there's some people who go out there and you see what they do during the day, like myself and some other streamers that you're very familiar with. So there's a lot of different flavors of live streaming that are out there. There's some people that are just working on their cars. There's some people that do any craft that they know. And I found one person in particular that does something very crazy, and I mentioned it this last week, is all she does is play Hangman with people, and she has hundreds of viewers in her live stream. It's the craziest thing ever. I want to show you a picture of it. You like Planet of the Apes better? Planet of the Apes was not, forget Planet of the Apes, it's Planet of the Robots now. We skip right over Planet of the Apes. So let's see if we can play this. Hopefully we can.
To subscribe and begin.
I'm hoping we can. Or did it mute itself? It might have muted
VC.
itself.
There's no V.
Basically,
there's
what you're
no
seeing here
C.
Is a woman who
G-A-V.
is playing Hangman with people, and it varies. In this particular video, she's got over 200
Ooh,
viewers,
somebody already
and all
said
she does
it. Debbie
is
Redmond.
put up a Hangman. That one happened to be art. That was an easy one, just 3 letters. But she plays
Came through
Hangman
with
with
the
people,
correct
and then
answer,
they guess
and it
online,
is art.
and then she
Art
just erases
is
it,
correct.
and she makes a new
Good
one.
job, Debbie. Good
How
job.
about that?
That one.
Yeah, some people live stream from their jobs too. That's right, Moses. Crazy. So I saw this. This is definitely the live streamer of the week. That's a very unique way of live streaming. All she does is go through different Hangman, and people love to just sit there and guess the letters. Isn't that crazy? I wanted to share that with you too. Here's another one. There's a longer one here.
All right, you guys, and begin.
Totally insane.
Remember, no spamming, no spamming. And begin. P-A-K. So there's no P.
Don't know why the volume's not working. I'm going to repair that problem. So while I'm going to play this other song for you about the attack of the killer robots on Earth that's coming. Thank you so much, Elon Musk. Thank you so much, the Chinese who decided to put them into a marathon. We'll play one more song while I'm going to get the tequila, and then we'll make ourselves a few margaritas. Hopefully, the greener the better. We need some good luck to come our way, guys. It's absolutely crazy what's been happening with these games. I mean, they're not even close, and then they end up losing. Insane.
Adventures sent $10 a robot.
Be right back.
You're wondering who I am. Secret, secret, I got a secret. Machine or mannequin. Secret, secret, I got a secret. With parts made in Japan. Secret, secret, I got a secret. I am the modern man. I've got the secret I've been hiding under my skin. My heart is human, my blood is boiling, my brain IBM. So if you see me acting strangely, don't be surprised. I'm just a man who needed someone and someone to hide, to keep me alive. Just keep me alive. Somewhere to hide, to keep me alive. I'm not a robot without emotions. I'm not what you see. I've come to help you with your problems so we can be free. I'm not a hero. I'm not the savior. Forget what you know. I'm just a man whose circumstances went beyond his control, beyond my control. We all need control. I need control. We all need control. I am the modern man. Secret, secret, I've got a secret. Who hides behind a mask. Secret, secret, I've got a secret. So no one else can see. Secret, secret, I've got a secret. My true identity. Domo arigato, Mr. Roboto. Domo, domo, domo arigato, Mr. Roboto. Domo.
All right, okay, so that gives me a chance to make my margarita. Hopefully we can make it extra green today. Get that mojo back, that Celtics mojo. So disappointed with that, but I'm still in a good mood today. It's even hot in here today, even with the AC on. That's how hot it is outside. All right. It's more a light green color, and what other people like to do is put a little jalapeno in there. I just put a dab of Tabasco sauce, just a dab, and it makes it a spicy margarita for me. There you go. So you got the tequila. Whoa, that's not just a dab. Okay, that was very spicy, but we'll deal with it. Woo! Well, cheers, everybody. It's 5 o'clock somewhere, right? Wow, okay, that was good. Hot stuff, yikes. How are your days going? We're just having a nice little margarita here on a post-game loss by the Celtics. Post-game win for you New Yorkers. No comment there. What's going on in your neck of the woods, huh? Raining all day, Lainey? You're off today? Okay, that's good, Moses, that's good. You're brushing up on all your skills, your music skills? Yeah, I've already done my workout, so I'm happy. I took my shower. I'm already sweating again, so I'll have to take another shower later on. But I really did want to make it like a two-parter and do that cooking thing. Do you guys enjoy the cooking thing? Because I have a lot of different recipes that I could cook. And this week I wanted to do this other thing that I mentioned, and you guys already know what it's going to be. I mean, that's the business that I come from, but I'm going to have to convert everything that I know in the commercial side of the business over to just, home cooking. So I have to do that math in my head and use stuff that you have laying around in your house to make it happen. So I'll do that. It's not something you just can't go out and just get anyway, but at least you'll know how to do it, at least my way, which I believe is the right way. I'll show you both ways, but my way I believe is the right way. And I'll show you how to spread your dough. And that doesn't mean blow all your cash in ladies' night in Boca. It means spread the dough the right way. Oh, thank you so much, Moses. Thank you, thank you. I'm just trying to do stuff that's different, okay? Because if it's boring for me, it's gonna be boring for you. And I just can't keep on going to the same places, you know? And you see streams out there, they just keep on going to the same old places, and they actually see the same people over and over. For me, I actually prefer sometimes to actually do it all alone, because sometimes sidekicks, guests and things like that, they either disappoint you or they slow you down. So I tend to move pretty quickly when I'm out there. So that's one of the concerns that I have. But by all means, you know, I've had guests on before and stuff like that, but I do move very, very quickly, so they're gonna have to keep up with me too. But cheers to everybody. Happy Taco Tuesday. Are you guys having tacos where you are? It's just so nuts having these streams in the middle of the day, but you go on YouTube right now, Kick or whatever, and I actually may start using Kick in the future. There's a way now to do it. Before I wasn't able to stream from Kick. Kick is a very preferred streaming platform for these IP tours too. And not to say that I want to be on IP2, but it's very popular for, I want to say, the 25 to 30-year-olds. So by doing all these Instagram posts and TikTok posts and things like that, I'm getting a ton of views from my shorts, a ton. So I don't know if I have the right recipe for shorts, but I try to make them interesting moments from all the videos, because not all the videos are, you know, perfect every day, and they're long and you have to sit there and watch them all. So if you make these little shorts that are really cool and you can tag people, or I like to tag actually the restaurants that I go to. If you've noticed, I've actually been able to go to the restaurant, tell them that, hey, you know, I did a stream for you and I'm going to promote you also on the website and in the video itself. And I actually put the website of the restaurant as well inside the description too, so that if you're ever down here, and it's sometimes like a travel channel, if you're ever down here and you saw a place that you like, you'll always go back to the video, see the place, and you'll know exactly where it is, you know, beyond what I have to say about it. Like today, I thought that since we had this very serious stuff happen with the medical appointments, afterwards, I thought, you know what? Usually something sweet always makes the day better. So we went to this restaurant that's great today, and I'll promote that. It's called BJ's Brewhouse. Have you ever heard of this place? I don't know if it's up in the north, but in South Florida, it does exist. It's a great restaurant that has really great deals. Today, I got a lunch special, $13, and you get either a burger with fries, or you get a Mediterranean salad. That's what I had actually. You can have fried chicken. You can have the sides that come with it too. And then an added bonus is you get one of their signature sweets, their desserts. That's called the pizookie, pizookie, and that's like a warmed up, like kind of a cookie type of a thing in a little pan, and they serve it to you warm with some ice cream on top, so it's like a la mode. And it's unbelievable. And you can get it with salted caramel or chocolate chip or fudge or whatever. And it's just an amazing cap to a nice lunch. So I worked it all off at the gym and then I put it all right back on. But I feel a whole lot better, and it just makes the day a lot nicer. You know, if you've definitely had some stressful mornings and then you have a pizookie, it definitely makes it all better. So I'm glad that we did that. The name of it is BJ's Brewhouse. They have fantastic happy hours too. Today, actually, on Mondays, they have half off pizza. That's great. And on Tuesday, today, they had half off wine. So of course I had my Chardonnay. Not too much because I had to drive, but I had one Chardonnay. And now we're continuing right now because it's very close to happy hour our time. Oh yeah, 4 p.m. Instead of being out, I'm here with you. So maybe we'll go out and get some more margaritas later and some chips. Half off pizza is a thing here. So in South Florida, you've definitely heard of Rocco's Tacos because it's a big chain down here. And Rocco also, his group also owns this place called Elisabetta's, which I've been to with you. I've been to Capri up there. I did a stream up there upstairs from Elisabetta's, Capri, Barra Capri. But downstairs, the restaurant Elisabetta's, they have great pizza with the aged pepperoni, if you remember. Very good pepperoni there. And they have half off the pizza, which is normally like a pepperoni pizza there. It's not a huge pizza. It's about, a 10-incher. And they usually have it half off during happy hour from 4 to 7 every weekday. And they also have beer for $4, and they have a few bucks off of the wine. I disagree with the few bucks off stuff. I think that's kind of a ripoff. It's one of my pet peeves. I'd rather have it actually be an actual happy hour where it's half off. That's what most places tend to do. But this knock a couple bucks off of a $15 glass of wine doesn't really seem like it's a deal. You'd probably prefer to just drink it over here outside my balcony where I have an even better view. Okay, Tony Television is asking, what is the best month to vacation around my way? Well, this is paradise, so you can come any month you want. And it depends what you're looking for. If you come during season, the weather is absolutely perfect. It's dry. It's in the high 70s during the day and high 60s at night. Perfect day in, day out, and it's not as rainy as it is in the summer. Now in the summer, it's a bit quieter. So if you don't want all the hustle and bustle of all these people from the north, driving up all the hotel rates, and you want cheaper rates for hotels, then you're gonna have to suffer with a little bit more humidity, hotter temperatures. But you know what? What place in the Northeast, I'm talking about the Northeast now, what place in the Northeast doesn't have hot and humid weather in the summer anyways? So it's kind of like 6 of one, half dozen of the other. So if you want a vacation down here in Florida, anytime after April, all the way through to September, October, that's fine too, and you're gonna get absolutely the best prices. And if you're a golfer, it's a lot cheaper to golf during that time too. But it's a lot hotter, and like I said before, if you take a shower in the evening and you go out, you're never gonna dry off because it's so damn humid. And it stays warm, it stays sometimes even in the 80s, even past midnight and all the way through the night, and then it's just hot all the time. It never cools off. In Europe, if you ever go to Europe, in the summertime, usually the temperatures dip in the evening, so it's nicer. But here, you have so much humidity that pretty much you can time it. Every day at like 3 p.m., it'll rain for like 15 minutes, dry off right away, and then the sun comes right back out. It's the craziest thing. So that's the summer for you. Now, there's another couple of suggestions. You might want to avoid the months of March and April, not because of all the events, because there's wonderful events that happen. You got the boat show down here, especially in the Palm Beach area. You have what was Sunfest. So you have some events here, and it's the end of the season, so there's a lot of people in town. But the reason why, if you're worried about sharkies, that's why you might not want to come during the end of March and April, because that's when all the sharks come here, and they feed on these little feeder fish here. So there's thousands of sharks just offshore, and that's when they come because the water is actually warm enough for them, or actually I want to say just the right temperature, because during the summer it gets too hot for them and they go up north. So right around that March-April period is when all the sharks come over here, so you might not want to be swimming during that time. And then there's one more consideration, okay, to answer your question fully. From August to November, we have what's called the hurricane season. So that usually is something where people don't want to be involved in. So it doesn't happen all the time, but my place itself here has been hit twice with hurricanes, one by Wilma and one with Irma. So I've been hit twice. One of them I wasn't here for it, and I had to redo all the furniture and all the tile and all that stuff. The second one, I missed it again, but I had to live in a hotel for at least 5 months while my place was being renovated. So I know all about that. I also have 200-mile-an-hour sliding glass doors now because of that. So I feel that we're pretty safe here. But it is hurricane season from August to about November. Usually a lot of the hurricanes are going to hit in September or October. So you got to keep that in mind if you are ever planning on coming down here. For Christmas, it's absolutely amazing. But you're going to pay big money for hotels. Yeah, Early December is amazing. It's right smack dab in the middle of season. A lot of people come down here. I mean, it's a very, very fun time. And if you saw some of the streams from like a year ago that I was in, you saw us go to all these tree lightings and winter wonderlands that they had set up, and you're just wearing your t-shirt. So it's so fun. Santa Claus is still here in Florida too, so don't worry guys. Santa Claus still comes down to Florida, and it's a great time. You just got to drop a lot of coin, okay? If you're going to stay more than a week, you got to consider the expenses, because everybody's down here and all the hotels are full, especially during marathons, during boat shows, or any kind of other special events that you have during the season here. But the quiet period is about now. The end of season happens around now. Everybody leaves, the snowbirds go back up north in nice cool summers, and then when the summer's over, you can see the wheelchairs over at the airport. They're lined up to go down to Fort Lauderdale. They're lined up around October, November. They come right back down here and they spend the entire winter here. How much is a room at the Breakers? Good question. Okay, from what I remember, during the summer now, when it's quiet, they can get down to as low as $300, I believe. But during most of the year, the season, and that's about 8 months here. So they probably top $1,500 a night, I think. Even here next door to me, the Bend, it can get down to as low as $150. But during the events like boat show, they could be $800 a night easy. And then when there's a hurricane warning, and let's say it's on the other coast of Florida, let's say it's happening in Naples. Well, a lot of people know about it there. They pack up some stuff and they come right to the east coast of Florida here, and the hotels know it here, so they upcharge them. You know, it's really, it should be illegal, but that's how they gouge. They price gouge people. And they also price gouge people with hurricane shutters, plywood, gas, water, all that stuff. So that happens each and every time that people are worried that a hurricane is coming. They rip people off for water. You can always, water's potable, guys, so you can just fill up all your jugs before you lose the water connection when the hurricane hits, and you'll always have water to use for bathing, for cooking, for all that stuff. But people seem to believe that they have to go to the supermarket and empty out the shelves. I just remember being a kid growing up in Boston, and milk and bread was a huge thing that you had to go get at the supermarket before a huge blizzard. And that happened after 1978. I think the entire Northeast was hit with huge blizzard back then. And ever since then, people were stranded, and they always have to shop and empty out the market shelves. Happened again during the pandemic with the toilet paper. You guys remember that? So here, during a hurricane, there's a lot of price gouging, ripping off of people, and a lot of it is water. At Home Depot, they get into fights, fist fights over plywood and stuff. At the gas stations here, right, there's huge lines to leave like 2 days before, like you were the first person that ever thought of leaving town. You guys have to plan way ahead. Otherwise, you have to bunker and hunker down here and make sure you're in a safe place. Usually the bigger buildings are fine, but if you live in a trailer park community, even though some of them are nice, if you live in a trailer park community, get out of there, because these hurricanes can be very strong. Wilma, I think, was the lowest pressure hurricane ever recorded in US, ever. So it was very, very strong. It actually went right through Florida, and on its way out through Florida, came through Palm Beach County. And I remember people having accounts of some of the yachts here being upside down right in the marina. So I remember driving down from the exit, and all of the tops of all the Palm Beach, the palm trees, they were all gone. So it was just stubbed. You have a lot of relatives and friends with places down there. Yeah, a lot of people move down to Florida, especially since you have no state tax, right? So a lot of people who make big income, they come down here, and if they can work from home, then they just consider themselves a resident of Florida, and they save 10% of their income right away. Why wouldn't you do that? It's fantastic. It's a fantastic deal, and a lot of people move down here. And then another reason is a little bit political. It had to do with the pandemic that, Florida, I remember, we hardly had a lockdown, guys. The lockdown lasted about 3 weeks. I mean, another place it lasted for months and months and months. And then they had the phases. Do you remember the phases? Phase 1 was 20% opening of a restaurant. Phase 2 was 40% and all that stuff. In the morning, they opened up phase 1. They were up to phase 5 by 5 p.m. and people were shoulder to shoulder. It was crazy here. So the lockdown wasn't really a lockdown down here. It didn't last too long. So a lot of people thought that they were freer other than, dining in a bubble up in New York. And they would come down here and sight unseen, they were buying up the real estate back then. And that's when the real estate just rocketed. It just rocketed. People were buying places for well over asking. There were bidding wars. It was crazy. So now that's calmed down a little bit and homes are on the market for a longer period of time. The interest rates have gone up. So people can buy less of a home, yada, yada, yada. Therefore, the prices went down. So Lainey says, I was there when they started shutting down the airports, got the last flight out. So during that time, I had to take care of my mom. My mom has since passed away, but she was doing chemo treatments up in Boston. So we would do the chemo treatments, then come down here to give her a break for a few weeks and then go back and forth. But I remember it was during the pandemic and the planes were absolutely empty back then. The airports were empty too. All the stores in the airports were just shut down. And maybe, if you were lucky, you would see a soul like half a mile down the end of the airport, and maybe it might be a janitor, but there were like 4 or 5 people max on every flight. I mean, the airline business was losing a ton of money back then. I remember the flights being like so cheap. And we were using the planes. We thought it was our own private plane, even though it was for, a solemn reason. We were flying back and forth and there was nobody on the plane. It was very strange time. Yeah. Do I sell real estate? I've been in the mortgage business 15 years. That's how I know so much about the real estate business. And if you have been in mortgages, then you've got your finger on the pulse of everything that's going on. From the real estate agents you're in charge of, the attorneys, the title companies, the appraisers, everybody that has something to do with the sale of that home goes through the mortgage broker or the mortgage originator, or if you are actually a lender that actually lends out the money, a big company like that, you're in control of everything. Don't think for a second it's the real estate agent or anybody else or the attorney. The attorneys can close as well, but you're the one coordinating everything and you're the one giving the loan. And in order to give the loan, they have to be approved for that loan. So there have been a lot of changes in the requirements over the years. There have been no income verification loans that ended up causing the housing meltdown too. So the prices of homes have a lot to do with the interest rate and the buying power of people and the down payments involved too and the demand. So right now, there's still a lot of good opportunities out there to purchase, but the prices are going down, so you're going to see a lot more inventory out there. So back then, when I started in the business, it was right when the interest rates were starting to drop. It was after 9/11, and what they wanted to do is kind of give back a lot of confidence to America. So they said, okay, let's give everybody the dream of owning a home. So around 2002, 2003 is when they started dropping the interest rates dramatically. So they were in the high 9% range at the end of 1999, 2000. So after 9/11, they kind of, the market had crashed from the dot-com bubble, so they just moved it all to real estate business. And there was a big boom happening in real estate, a real estate bubble. Nobody knew about it, but I had my suspicions because they were giving 3-year fixed mortgages, which are adjustable mortgages that are fixed for the first 3 years with a prepayment penalty of longer than that. So actually you had to hold on to the mortgage even after it started to adjust. So I thought that was strange. I thought that would put a lot of people under a lot of pressure, but it was a way to keep the interest rates low for them, even lower, so that they can afford a bigger home. And that just snowballed into a lot of construction companies building more and more and more homes. And then later on, when the bubble burst and the meltdown happened, they had to even bulldoze a lot of communities that were built just for the sole purpose of housing people and people getting in those homes. And there was a lot of fraud on both sides. that was happening back then. I mean, but those liar loans, they called them, were no income verification loans, where people would just say like, I make $100,000 a year. And back then that was good money. And they were saying, but I'm a substitute teacher, which of course they were probably making 25 grand, but all they needed to do was just sign a piece of paper that said that they made 100,000 and the underwriters would accept it, because they just had so many loose guidelines. They didn't care. They were giving loans to people with 500 credit scores back then, if you can understand that. So if you have a great credit score, you can still get anything you pretty much want, but that means that you're also a responsible person. You're making payments on your car loans. You're keeping up with your credit cards. You don't try to keep up with the Joneses. You just try to live a little bit below your means and you'll be fine. But a lot of people stretched out themselves way too thin. And here in Florida, the bubble had burst in a really hard way. Even my place went down about 85% in value. It was crazy. But I held on to it, and now it's tripled up since what I purchased it for. So now it's good, but I had to wait a really long time for that. And there were a lot of people who didn't make their mortgage payments. Then they defaulted, but the courts took so long to take the homes back that they were living for free for months or even years before they even got to them. One person, they didn't get to them for 7 years. They were actually subletting their apartment. Actually, here in the building, they were subletting their apartment for 7 years before they even resold the property again. So that person made out like a bandit. But there's a lot of crazy stuff like that happening too. And there were a lot of loans forgive too, because there were mortgage companies that were selling their entire loan portfolio, and they thought that it wouldn't perform really well, to other companies, and they're for pennies on the dollar, and then all of the paperwork didn't transfer.
Your captain, Queen Elisa, sent $3. You're my bitch. Bitch, get on the top bunk after you clean up after your power bottom beatdown clown. I love that I am in your pea-brain rent-free as you live stream looking like an incel creeper getting in women's spaces in clubs is comedy gold.
I'll enjoy that $3, by the way. You can say anything you want. We're within the confines of my house, so that's perfectly fine. You lost on your first condo, Tony? You haven't been on a plane since you were 3 years old, Matthew? Wow. They haven't changed much. Okay. Let's see what else we got. Yeah, 85%. In some cases, over 90% the values had dropped. But then they went up as much as, I think the bottom was 2009. Yeah, I think the bottom was 2009. And after that, they started to go up pretty quickly. So all the vultures have come in, the cash buyers. They were buying $500,000 properties for $90,000. It was crazy. So nowadays, when you think of a condo down here in South Florida and they're $800,000 or 1.2 million, 1.5 million, there was a time about 10 years ago when they weren't even pushing 200,000. So that's what I find crazy, that people think that that is what they're worth, but they don't really understand that there are huge cycles that happen here in South Florida in terms of valuations. It's just that they've been going up a lot since 2009 and people just don't remember. Same thing with the stock market. You went to Turkey when you were 3 and you've never been on a plane since. Oh, okay. Why'd you go to Turkey? Do you have family there? You went to Istanbul? My grandfather and grandmother were from Istanbul, but they were Greek. Ooh, I can taste that Tabasco sauce. Wow. So Spies, thank you for joining my stream today. Hopefully you'll learn something instead of just donating nonsense. But thank you for the spirit. It was a holiday. Yeah, Turkey's a pretty cool place to go to. Greece, of course, awesome place. I'll probably end up going there after these medical tests. I'll probably end up going there when I have some free time. I'll also be going up to Boston too, probably be doing some streams too. In Europe, I don't know if I'll be streaming. I don't know if it's possible. I'll look at, other streamers have been able to do it. That's why I watch other streamers too. They've been able to go to Korea, Japan, China, and their streams are pretty strong signals and they have no issues. So somehow, some way, they got a way to get a signal going over there, and it's probably not so expensive. I just have to figure it out for Europe. But yeah, Matthew, get back on a plane, will you? Before you get too scared to go on a plane. I know adults who won't go on a plane, and they take trains down to Florida. It's a big waste of time. Spend 24 hours taking an Amtrak train. I'll never understand it. If you're gonna go, you're gonna go. It's your time. So I told you about when my plane crashed, right? I told you my plane crashed last year. I was coming down here during, I think it was September. And actually I was gonna stream, I was missing some streams, so I came down. I had a week. So I came down and the plane actually crashed. It was bound for Fort Lauderdale. We had to turn around after 3 hours of flying around in the sky because we had to burn fuel, because otherwise it would have crash landed even harder. And it couldn't go beyond, I think, 5,000 feet, and we were circling. They didn't tell us anything for a couple of hours, so everyone was scared. And it's not like you watch in the movie Airplane. I've said this before. Everyone was absolutely silent. They were silent because they were shitting their pants. So we crash landed, and then we were flanked by a bunch of fire trucks. I think I have a photo of it somewhere. Maybe one day I'll share it with you. There's a photo of the plane and a bunch of fire trucks around it, and I hope they put it in the airplane graveyard afterwards, because we hit so hard that the brakes were starting to smoke. The tires were smoking, everything was smoking, and like the suspension there, like it sounded like it crashed. But that's a crash landing. It could have been a lot worse, so I was happy. And I was definitely not going to get back on that plane. There was another plane crash I was into. I'll share that story another time. But that one was in Puerto Rico and St. Thomas. But this one was very recent. And it's terrible when you feel like you're not in control of anything. And also, even worse, when you don't know what's happening. Like, why are we so close to the water? Why are we going around in circles? You know that screen in front of you that shows you the map and where you're going, and usually there's a line directly to where you're going? Well, the plane was going around in circles like this. It was like you were watching a child draw. And we were like, why are we going around in circles? Nobody knew what was happening. So it was a very scary time. Everybody was looking at each other. Nobody knew what was going on, and nobody knew why we were going only up to 5,000 feet. And I actually felt the blip. I usually sleep right through the takeoff. I just get in my seat and I just pass out. As soon as we put on our seatbelts, I don't even care. I've flown so much that I just fall asleep. I wake up and I feel like a power surge, like a blip. And I'm like, that's strange, but I felt that before. And then we wouldn't climb anymore, and I was wondering why. Maybe it was an electrical issue, maybe it was a pressure issue, that if they went a little bit higher, maybe the pressure would have been a problem. So for good and for bad, they were looking for a place to land, and they landed right back in Boston. We took another plane. I got home about midnight. I think right when I got home, Elisa was finishing a stream, and I got off the Bright line, and I said, hey, how you doing? I was just in a plane crash. I don't know if you guys remember that. Oh, what's the title about? The title that I chose today is Planet of the Robots, because I was talking about these robots that actually were in a marathon last week. In China, they actually had robots run the marathon, 21 robots, and 6 made it. And I thought it was hilarious because the technology is not ready yet. We see all these videos of these robots doing backflips and things like that. But they're not ready yet, and the humans can beat them, at least for now. They tried to dress them up with shoes. They try to put these faces on them to make them look more human, and they're making big strides, but they just tried to enter them into the race, and they couldn't, like most of them couldn't make the half marathon. There's a lot of challenges, of course. I mean, we're built the way we're built for a reason, but eventually they'll catch up with us and they'll be beating us, and I guess we're just gonna all be fat, stay at home eating ice cream, like another streamer says. What else is going on? I think I covered a lot because I usually go through a lot fast. So yeah, I've been doing the shorts as well, and I'm kind of using this as like a springboard. I'm using the live streaming as a springboard for being able to create more and more interesting shorts, and I'm trying to keep it as fresh as I possibly can. So if there's something interesting to do, I don't even think I'll ever do like skydiving or something crazy like that. But if I was, I would rather do something like that than just every day do the same old thing. It'll be boring for me. It'll make me want to stop live streaming. Right now, I'm live streaming at a loss, and I'm still doing it. That must mean I still like to do it. So I'm definitely losing money doing this. So for me, it's all fun, and the learning experience is amazing for me. I keep on learning so much every day, especially with the technology. And I love doing it for that reason, and how people can interact with each other. I think that's amazing. You can listen to music too. You could talk about it, and people see what you see. And now you could drive around too and videotape it and talk. I mean, I think it's amazing. I think it's the future, and that's why I'm still doing it, because I enjoy doing it. If I didn't enjoy it, then I'd be saying, why am I wasting my money doing this? So it's great to be able to get the donations and be able to somehow reduce the damage that's caused through the expenses that you have when you do stream, because I consider even the things that I eat, the things that I drink, because I normally wouldn't do those things in some places. Those are expenses, as well as the additional phone, the signal, all those things. So I consider those things. It's like a cash flow thing. So you have to consider it like a business. But if it's fun for me, I don't mind losing money on it. I don't mind it at all. And you've seen, I've played dozens and dozens of songs, and I don't even care, because that's what makes me happy. So I do it. Yeah, it's the future for sure, guys. Make no mistake about it. And it's not going to be just us walking around with selfie sticks anymore. I think it's going to be affixed to either our clothing or some kind of a headgear, or I don't even know, some 3D technology where it's able to watch you while you walk around, you know, and possibly even tie it in with cameras that are out on the street. We might not even need a cell phone anymore. We can just be tracked all the time and videotaped all the time. We just have to log in, and it just pretty much videotapes you live as you walk through life. And you can let people watch that, or decide to not let people watch that, because there'll be so many cameras everywhere. So even somebody else's camera can be used to live stream you, is what I'm thinking. So you're walking down the street, somebody's coming from the opposite direction, and you allow access to your live stream, and their camera, whatever they're using on their body, if they're carrying a camera, is used to live stream you, because you've allowed it. Or a camera on the street off of a building can live stream you as you're walking down the street. That way, you're not even wearing anything at all. You've just given access for the world to watch you walk around, which is actually what's being done right now, except you're giving the authorization as opposed to Big Brother watching you. And whatever it is that you do, wherever you are, if you're live stream, you can actually profit from it, or you can use it for legal purposes. I think that you probably won't need lawyers as a result of this, maybe for some other things, some other legal documents. But in terms of proving stuff, accidents, things like that, he said, or whatever, then with live streaming, there is no question about who's at fault about something. So there's never going to be any need to prove anything. That's what's great about the technology. So I don't think it's going anywhere. Yeah, this is still in its infancy. There are a lot of problems. I have problems every day with it too, and I'm not the best at it, but I like to learn about the technology, so that's why I keep doing it. And today I wanted to talk about those robots. I thought that was interesting. I wanted to talk about Trump's plane, $400 million planes, and I've never heard of that before either. And the Celtics. That's what made me sad today. But I'm happy to be here with you. I'm happy to be drinking some margaritas. And, I like the cooking. I like the cooking streams too, because I normally cook that stuff anyway. Why not show you guys how to do it too? And if you still like it, then I'll keep on doing it. And the shorts really matter. Like, if I make some shorts and I see that there are a lot of views, then I instantly believe that people are interested in that. So I'm going to be doing more of that. But only if it's something that I'm also interested in. If it's something where I suffer to please other people, I won't do it. I just won't. I don't care. I don't care enough to do that. I don't I don't need this to support me. It would be fun to make extra income, and all the extra income would be used towards building this particular channel and for me to be able to do more stuff so that I can live stream. It wouldn't be to support me. And since that last comment didn't have a song, we'll play a song anyway. But thank you for having spirit. You can say anything you want. We're not out in public. Yeah, shorts get pushed out and always have a lot of views, definitely. And what I've noticed is that a lot of the automotive shorts that I've been making get a ton of views, and a lot of the travel shorts that I've had. And I've got like a terabyte somewhere in all my phones. I have to compile all that stuff. There's a lot of great stuff there that's from the past. My marathons, other travels that I've done. And I just have to package them in a nice little short for people to watch. And what they do is they convert to views, and views convert to subscribers. And subscribers, the more subscribers you have, the more people are going to be notified when you do a live stream, the more people that are going to be in chat and interact. And I love a fast moving chat as well, a little bit faster than what it is right now, but I understand it's the middle of the day. And then also that also converts to more donations too. And the donations are for a reason. The donations are because you cannot monetize these streams that easily because there's so many copyright claims. So the second that you have to delete a song, it's no longer something that you can monetize. And if there's 20 songs being played.
Chuckles the Clown sent $10.
Yikes. It is Taco Tuesday, so we might be hearing this. So I want to thank our friends across the pond for those kind words and that wonderful, wonderful donation. Fart songs, always innocent, always fun. We know who you are. Chuckles the Clown. We know who you are. I watch Discord. But thank you for that. Maybe we can listen to something a little bit better. But yeah, feel free to say anything you want. And like I said, I've just started doing the PayPal because I'm not sure if it was Shelly or not, but there was a comment made and they're like, oh, maybe you could do PayPal. I go, hey, maybe I can. Let's figure it out. So I figured that out over the last couple of days. I'm experimenting with it right now, and it has the capability of doing video. And so does Power Chat, but with Power Chat, I wanted to keep it as clean as possible, at least in the beginning. And, you know, just as you're getting started, you don't want to deal with having to delete an entire stream only because somebody decided to put porn or something on a video. So it's a lot harder with audio. You can turn it off and stuff. But if it's video, you have to edit the video. And if you edit the video in any way, if you delete a song because of a copyright claim, what ends up happening is you actually lose the live chat replay in some cases. So that's why you see some videos, they don't have the replay, and some do. It's because they had to be edited. A song had to be deleted. My last video I think a Sade song had to be deleted, and because of that Sade song, I never knew it was going to be that one, but because of the Sade song, I lost the live chat replay. And I love to watch the replay of the chat as it happened, so that's why you have to keep the times for the Power Chat donations as low as possible so they don't get flagged. But because I was making the donations, I didn't care how long. So I extended those times. For those other fake donations that I would make, I extended those times on purpose so that you can enjoy those songs. So I can enjoy them too. So then we can kill time together, you know, because it's never always roses. When you're live streaming, you're walking around, life is boring, so you want to be able to fill that time until you find the interesting moments. That's the most difficult part, is taking up time and stuff, and finding the interesting moments throughout the entire evening that you're streaming for people. Or some people just like to watch just regular mundane life, walking down the street and going to the mini mart and talking with people. I love talking with people. I feel like I'm talking with people right now. I don't feel like I'm talking alone. Usually when I get on the phone with people, it's not just a 5-minute conversation. And it's not just complaining. It's just back and forth dialogue for hours in some cases, and I don't even realize it. So I definitely love talking with people out there, talking with the public. That's never been one of my weak points. It's a big, strong point of mine. So I consider it something that I can use to my advantage when I do live streaming, and it really doesn't matter where you are. As long as there are people around you that you can communicate with, I think that people actually have a positive reaction to that when they're watching it on the other side. So hopefully, and you know, I'll take all of your suggestions too. But I definitely want to do stuff that's fresh, something that's new. I may end up repeating stuff that I like to do as well, but I like the suggestions just to see, well, hey, you know, there was a suggestion of going out into the Everglades and looking at the alligators. And I know that there's a problem with that because of the airboats there. Very loud propellers. So will that be worse? You know, will that be worse than what we intended to get out of it? So that requires a lot of planning. You have to get the tickets, you have to go to it, it's far away. So I was thinking about all those things. So yes, it's a great suggestion. Is it doable? Yes, it's also doable too. Is it something I may or may not do? Yes. But is it something I will do tomorrow? No, it's not something. But it's a great idea. I like these ideas so that I don't have to think of them, frankly. But I'm definitely not going to go out and dance in the middle of the street for no reason whatsoever. I wouldn't normally do that. I did that on the other stream because I wanted to help out the owner of the stream. I wanted them to do good. I knew that was their niche. I had no problem with dancing in the streets. I wasn't ashamed to do it. I wasn't ashamed to sing. I wasn't ashamed to do karaoke. I wasn't ashamed to just be silly. You learn something about yourself too, but I'm taking this stream in a direction that I want. Some stuff that are interesting to me that I want to comment on, and I would love to get your input on those things too. Yeah, that was definitely from Matthew. That was definitely from Matthew. And I appreciate it, Matthew. Thank you so much. So who else is in chat today? I know I don't have many viewers, and I know I've been knocked in the past for that. I know that the streams right now, there's a lot happening, and they get diluted over the course of the week. But you got to understand, sometimes you're in a place like a bar, especially I went to 10 bars this weekend. If you follow the stream, I went to like more than 10 bars. People don't go to 10 bars. I went to 10. And I've got them all listed and stuff. And some of them I didn't even go into, actually, because I knew that if I had gone in there, I wouldn't have an internet signal. You wouldn't be able to see anything. You wouldn't be able to hear anything. It would have been a waste of time. So I did the best that I could. And then when you don't have a signal, you get the people that drop off too. And the chat actually suffers, or if you have to use the bathroom, the chat actually goes down in numbers. So these are the challenges that you have. And if you have another 2 streams happening at the same time, you're also going to be diluted too. So they're going to be watching. If you have an issue with your internet signal, they're immediately going to jump ship. They're not loyal. It's just like channel surfing, and I encourage that too. Channel surf, go see what else is on, maybe pop right back and see what's going, whatever makes you happy. But these are the challenges that you have. So if you're the only person that's streaming on a Sunday morning, you're going to get more viewers because nobody else is streaming. Or if it's in the middle of the day and everybody's working, you're going to get less people. I understand that. There are times that you could get 60 people watching and you can get 5 people watching. That really doesn't matter to me as long as what I'm showing you is something that's of interest to me and that might be interesting to you too, and that I can use it for clips, and then it's all about subscribers. I don't even care about monetization. I care about building the channel because that is a way of telling me that the channel is growing. People are watching these shorts, they're interested in them, and for them to decide to hit that subscriber button and notification button and likes. Hey,
Bill Davis
hey, Bill.
said $5. Tan Man is coming on in an hour and you need to shut this down for the audience. We hate to compete for viewers.
Yeah.
If you want to be on Tan Man's stream, you're welcome to come visit and co-host in Delray. Over.
Over. Over and out. Bill is the one that's been abducted by aliens as well, so you know that there's no competition with the aliens unless there are other types of aliens out there. But just like streaming, I've said it before, I'll say it again, it's all about free will. It's also about respect, yeah, and I do believe in that, and in respect as well. But I also believe in doing whatever you feel is comfortable for you. You know, sometimes I don't have the time. And then when I have the time, I'm going to stream. So that's first and foremost for me. I'm a very busy guy. I do a lot of things during the day. And when I have a free moment, I'm going to stream. So today I had a free moment after I was done with everything. I thought that it would be a nice idea to stream today. I had to talk about a few things that I was interested in. I did that, and that's why I'm streaming right now. If I didn't have the time, I wouldn't do it. And that's a big reason why I just don't plan these in advance. So you mentioned Tan Man as well. Tan Man is free to stream whenever he feels like it. I'm free to stream whenever I feel like it. Yes, we enjoy each other. I consider him a friend, but at the same time, if I want to stream, I'm going to stream. So I do pay attention to. I actually like watching his stream too. So I got no issues with that. But thank you for the donation, Bill. And thank you for saying that. I've been on his stream before. I don't know if you've watched those. We actually went with Bill and Aggie too, and then I did a stream of my own during the day, and then when I finished, he started. So if you've been watching the past couple of months, you understand that I do pay attention to that kind of a thing. That's what I wanted to do with Elisa too, but she ambushed me instead. I actually was saying in the first few streams that it'd be very respectful to do streams when she's not streaming. But she just took it in an entirely different direction. Everybody knows what that confused little girl said. So I'm putting that past behind me. Hey, how you doing, Stinkbug? You don't think that was Bill? Even if it wasn't Bill, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter at all. At night, there's always going to be more viewers. People are out of work. When I'm doing these streams during the day, it's a lot more difficult, especially a work day. A work day, not a Sunday afternoon, a work day, okay? When you're out there, I've done Sundays, I've done Sunday brunches too. You get a lot more viewers because people just have a lot more time. They might just be hanging, watching football or whatever it is, and they watch a live stream. During the middle of a week, in the middle of a work day, when people are busy and I'm going on, I don't expect a lot of people to show up. So I noticed that there are more people that show up as you get into the 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock hour, especially if I'm doing like a cooking thing or something like that. But I like to talk about certain things. I used to do stuff midday during the lunch hour too. I didn't care if there were 30 people or 20 people or 40 people. I will never pay for bots so that it appears like there are a lot more people watching me. It doesn't do anything for me. It doesn't do anything for you. And it's just lying to yourself. So for me, it doesn't matter at all. Hey, love you too, Stinkbug. Love you too. Yeah, and it doesn't even matter if it's not the same actual person. They're referring to another person's stream, and that I could be a part of that stream. Of course I could be a part of that stream. I was a part of that stream, but again, I realize that a lot of people aren't watching all the streams at all times, and they don't have that same level of context that most of us have. Shots fired. You can cross stream like him. No, I preferred not to cross stream that evening. I preferred not to be a part of that. That person that he's referring to, that he cross streamed with that night, that was just, goofing on her just so that she could understand that what she's doing is silly. But out here, the stream starts like 4 or 5 times a week, literally 20 to 100 feet, somewhere in there from my house, okay? And I don't even want to be a part of that in any way, shape, or form. I don't want to snipe. I don't want to do anything like that. I don't want to give them a reason to say anything they want, but in all actuality, what they're doing is they're coming into my neighborhood. I'm not going into theirs. So they're bothering me. It'd be so much better if they just leave. Leave town. That'd be fun. That'd be good. That'd be good for me. I'd be a lot more comfortable if they left town. It goes to over 300 viewers in 10 minutes. Delusional. Yeah, that's another thing. If you have other people that work with you, I'm a one-man show. I promise you. There's nobody else helping me doing all this stuff. And that's why I have technical difficulties sometimes. Because there's stuff that happens. And I actually am trying to prepare ahead of time sometimes, and still shit still hits the fan. So to have another person that helps you out with some stuff in the background, that's a huge help. But again, I feel that we can still get it done with me alone. And there's a lot of that stuff that's not really needed. A lot of that stuff is to just do promotions and stuff like that, which I do on my, it's like bedtime reading for me. I do that in my off hours, and I do all that stuff. But you can literally have somebody else do that for you. Now, a producer's different. A producer sometimes does that tech work, but they also sometimes try to book people for you to like interview and see, or places to go to. That's interesting too, but I don't see that as difficult either. All you got to do is just look at all the events that are going on, and the one that you think might be cool, you go to. Like I went to the auto auction last week. I knew that was going to happen. So it's not like I needed somebody to tell me that that's something that I would like. I knew that was going to happen. There was the Honda Classic, which now they call it a different name, but it used to be called the Honda Classic. I just couldn't go to that particular week. So I would have gone to that. I would have streamed that. So there's nothing really that happens that I'm not that aware of. So I don't feel like I need any kind of a producer. So I'm pretty much a one-man show. I kind of like to keep it that way. It's like a badge of honor where you can do everything all by yourself, because if there's something that goes wrong and you don't have that person, you're not dependent on that person. So I'm an expert at everything that I'm doing. And that's why I love to learn. How does Elisa look up close? Well, there is a filter that's used, and it makes all of us look a whole hell of a lot younger. I still have a filter going on this, but that's just to make the overall scenery just a little bit softer for everybody, so it's not such a shock. But I definitely look a lot younger on her stream, And just imagine that maybe she looks a lot younger too. Plus the women are wearing a lot of makeup too, except for Christy. Christy actually looks exactly the same as she does in real life. The same way that she looks on camera, she looks in real life because she's young anyway. But yeah, Elisa wears a lot of makeup, and that's not a secret. And she has a crazy filter that makes you look like an alien, you know, like an alien abduction, like that light from a UFO is coming up on you. So we all look definitely 20 years younger when we're on Elisa's stream versus anything else. I think Tan Man's actually is so light that there is pretty much no filter on Tan Man's. And when he's talking about the eyebrows are bouncing around, that's just an internet signal thing. It has nothing to do with the with the filter. But the filter, you can do amazing things. You can change the shape of a person's face. You can put blush on them. You can make their eyes pop. You can do a lot of crazy things. And then you can make it brighter, darker. And then you add the lights on top of that, and it makes just somebody look porcelain. It makes their face look porcelain. Like we meet people that have wrinkles you would not believe. They're old people. They have wrinkles you would not believe. Then you see them on screen, they're like, oh, they look pretty today. Yeah, they look pretty because there's such a heavy filter separating them from you that you have no idea what they actually look like. Yes, it makes them look thinner. You can actually change the shape of the face too. Now, I already have a chubby face, so there's not much I can do about that. But I pretty much look exactly like you're watching me right now. The filter is very, very light. It's just for the lighting purposes and for a little bit of softness there, you know. But otherwise, pretty much the same. But on Elisa's stream, especially the last 5-6 streams, and I don't watch her stream anymore. I'm getting my information from Reddit, but I see the clips and it's like, boom. It's like watching like an 80s soap opera. You know, you get that soap opera effect where it's just too much light, too much exposure coming in. You see absolutely no flaws in anybody. Everybody looks fantastic, and it's because it's overexposed. Yeah, a filter that makes it look like there are caterpillars in your eyelids. Yeah, that happens. It bounces around just because of the internet signal. It has nothing to do with the filter. Yeah, so I've had it where my teeth go up and down, my lips go up and down, my eyebrows is a big one. Like the eyebrows just like wiggle, they go up and down. It's crazy. It's like I'm Groucho Marx. You guys wanted to know the truth, right? You're getting the truth right now. I'm giving you the truth. So kind of make a decision for yourselves, you know, kind of decide for yourselves what you think all that means. And you ask me those questions, I'm giving you the information you need to determine for yourself what she would look like on her own. And I've seen her without makeup, you know, I've seen her off stream. I know what she's like off stream. And my best advice to you is to watch the time that she was arrested and she didn't know she was on stream. That's probably the real Elisa. That's what I've said before on streams, and that's what I'm guessing is the real Elisa, you know? Not the fake Elisa, not the one that has a persona, you know, when she's doing her stream, and she's got a whole other persona. Now, whether she lives that persona more than her real life, that's up for debate. But she's that persona for many hours during the week. So is that the real Elisa, or is the other Elisa the real Elisa? So there's two Elisas out there. Okay, so when she got arrested and she didn't know that there was a camera on her, then that was possibly, in my mind, probably the closest to the real Elisa that you've seen on camera. It's just a guess. And I've seen her otherwise too, like when she was not under stress or duress in any way, shape, or form. And there is a difference. There is a bit of a difference too. What's she like off stream? She's definitely very talkative off stream. You know, she doesn't dress up like she does when she goes on stream. I mean, she definitely prepares for her streams and stuff like that. So she puts on the makeup. Usually she doesn't walk around with much makeup, if not at all. And you don't see her out too much. I mean, I don't. I'm out there all the time. I might be walking up and down Clematis Street like 6 times a day. So I'm out there all the time. I just walk a lot. You already know that. If you've been watching my streams, I walk a lot. The other day I walked 12 miles. I walked 12 miles, including all the stuff that I did at night too. I looked at how many steps I did. I think it was 22,000 steps. So that was a lot. That was a lot for that day. To go over it, look up YouTube and check out the people who do 22,000 steps. You'll see it's a lot of steps. So I haven't seen her a lot. I don't run into her a lot, but she comes down here within 100 feet from me. You know, we're bound to run into each other. It's gonna happen. I don't know if she wants to do it to create a confrontation. I just try to stay away from her as much as possible. Hey, Shelly, how are you? So you had asked, I think, about the PayPal. I got that done. So that's done, taken care of. It's in there in Nightbot. It's got a video component to it too. Give it a try. If it doesn't work, let me know. And whatever it is that you sent out, I'll replay it. I've done that before. So if we find that it doesn't work, we're just experimenting right now, and you do a donation, you'll be able to do it through PayPal. I think it was you who said that. So that's done now. No, I don't care about doing anything to me. I'm not worried about that. It's just uncomfortable. You guys understand that? It's uncomfortable. Somebody that you got into an argument with that really said some stupid, silly things, and they'll never learn, and they keep on making up lies every time they see you just for drama effect. You know, I don't want to have any part of that, okay? I did damage control for months after that incident, just because of all the lies that were told. Not only by her, but by a lot of her worshipers too. So I don't feel like that's productive for me. So maybe she's gonna still be in town, maybe she's still gonna be streaming, but I'd rather not run into her. What I did with Eric that day was just because it was a coincidence that I was with my family. They were 10 feet away from me, and I thought it would be fun to just say hello to Eric, and he took me away that day. But otherwise, I wouldn't even come near her. But she comes closer and closer to me. The other day they had a function over there where they usually meet. She was literally 20 feet away. I had to come out the back door of my damn building just to avoid her. So I'm repulsed by her, I'm annoyed by her, and now she's loitering around my own building. I know I can't do anything about that, but I just need to tell everybody here that that is annoying and uncomfortable for me. And she's a lot tougher, by the way, than you think, right? So all this stuff of, you know, I'm afraid, I'm this, I'm that, that's all a joke. She's pretty tough. She's pretty tough. She can hold her own. She can hold her own. She doesn't need someone to always protect her, which all these people that, you know, thought that, you know, I need to protect her because they're women, all that stuff. Believe me, she's a monster. So she can actually hold her own. She's fine. She's fine. She can survive. She's had some rough spots in her life where she's learned from that stuff. She knows how to take care of herself. So when you see that, I'm afraid of this, I'm afraid of that, like all this stuff, I think that's all garbage. I got to read that comment here. Give me a second. You used Power Chat when you donated the other night. However, you saw someone ask you if you had PayPal. That's why I mentioned. Yeah, you mentioned it later. You do not want to lose donos from someone else that asks. No. If PayPal's the only way that you can do it, that's what I thought about. And I know a lot of people go through Power Chat. There's credit cards there. And it's the same thing with Power Chat. You can't use certain platforms too. They're a very limited amount. Now with this other service, this other platform, I don't know how it works. I know other streamers use it as well. Some of the IP2 streamers would use it with some success. I'm actually putting in some fun little clips in there. When someone donates, I have the person knocking the ball out of the park. That was on purpose because I'm experimenting with these things. I think they'll be fun. And then when someone subscribes, I have like a hand saying hello. So I'm experimenting with all that stuff because it keeps me engaged into it. But if people want to donate with PayPal, give it a try. And if it doesn't work, I'll fix it. Simple as that. I'll fix it. But this one also has a video component to it. So if you want to play an actual video, you can do that, okay? And we'll play it by ear. And if it gets a little bit raunchy, if it gets a little bit too dirty, if it gets to a point where there's hate speech or there's nudity and inappropriate behavior, I shut it down. It's simple as that, okay? I'm not gonna entertain it. And I'm not gonna take any bullshit either. A lot of people entertain some of the idiots that are out there. I don't do that. So a lot of people probably don't call me just because they know that I don't take any nonsense. But, I'll shoot the shit with you. But if you get to a point where you're just annoying, click. Click. You can call me though, 617-398-0175, anytime you want. So I want to play some independent music. You might have heard this music before. And I wanted to do that today too, since I have the opportunity. Let me play that. It's my cousin's music. So we're definitely not going to get a copyright claim from it. And I love listening to it. These are some of my favorite songs from his playlist. You can always go to his website as well. It's John, and a lot of you are familiar with him. He used to donate his songs too. He's a very, very talented musician, guitarist, writer. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play a song that I enjoy listening to. And it's kind of like, to me, some of these songs are a cross between Bob Dylan and maybe Beatles, but maybe you can make that choice for yourself. You can kind of determine for yourself. So let me play one here that I'm interested in. Yeah, I harass her. Ridiculous. So Extra 2300 says, crazy because she says that I harass her. How do I harass her? I live here. I freaking live here. I live here. Where do you want me to go? Huh? Does she go to Boca and then I'm around the corner watching her in Boca? No, I don't think so, okay? So that's all bullshit, guys. That's all bullshit that she tells her people, and her people feed off of that. And, they call me and Hangman a stalker for that reason. It's the dumbest thing ever in the history of the world, okay? And back when she was starting her streams from different locations, that was all for drama effect, okay? You guys know I was a perfect gentleman the entire time that I was doing that stream. But let's not get into that. It's just stupid to get into that. Because the reason why we separated ways and the mind separated from the body, the mind being me separating from the body at that time, was because of their stupid lies, okay? And I don't do that. I live in West Palm Beach, Florida. Where do you live, Tony? I live in West Palm Beach, Florida, which is a beautiful location. The airport is about 5 minutes away. It's central to everything. You can get to Orlando in a couple hours. You can get to Miami in 1 hour. And all these places in between are absolutely amazing. You got Boca, you got Delray Beach, you got Boynton Beach. You have Fort Lauderdale, which I've showed you as well. A lot of cool places. You got Jupiter. You've got Port St. Lucie. You've got Melbourne, Florida. All these wonderful places that are very, very close to this area. Delray is a big one because we're all pretty much exposed to Delray at some point or another. So it's a really great place to live. You live in central New Jersey? So I lived in northern New Jersey. I worked in Bergen County, or actually Pearl River, New York. I had to drive through Bergen County, I believe. But I lived in Port Imperial. So if you know Port Imperial, very close to Hoboken, across the water, across the bridge there, or the tunnel, the Lincoln Tunnel, very close to the Lincoln Tunnel is where I lived there in New Jersey. But I have family that lives in Philadelphia, so I know southern New Jersey very well, Cherry Hill area, I know that area. Central New Jersey, not so much. I've been there for some conferences for work, but all I know is what everybody else knows, like Jersey Shore and that type of thing. So Central New Jersey. Okay, Tony. Then you would be very much at home in Delray. Very much at home, because there it's saturated with New Jersey, a little New York too, not as much as I would say Boca, not as much as even here, or Fort Lauderdale or Miami for that matter, but Jersey and Philly are greatly represented in Delray Beach. All right, let me play this song for you. Okay.
Adventures sent $10. Hey You by John Maltepes.
Hey you, what you doing? I wonder who you're screaming for me, sitting by my window, thinking only of you. I tried to be your lover, I tried to be your friend, but you needed a father, lots of money to spend. You know they say you've changed your ways. Can't you see? I'm dying to believe, they say. One day, I'm gonna wake up crying, turn around, but I won't be there. And this love, are you ever gonna find it? 'Cause I feel no one to care. You know they say you've changed your ways. Can't you see? I'm dying to believe, they say.
I could. I don't have an ingredient. So I'm all about promotion, so cuz that's for you. I know you have great music. I'll be playing some of those songs periodically for you. He's also just started to dabble. He probably hate me for this because if you go on his stream, you might get a little nervous, but he's starting doing some streams actually in Philadelphia, so the Philadelphia area. He's very witty, very smart. He talks about anything under the sun. Sometimes we talk for hours every day. And probably be great if you join him and give him a little bit of confidence too. So that would be great. But his music is absolutely fantastic. I love a lot of his songs, and I'll probably play them intermittently. And I just love promoting people, you know, people who deserve it actually now. Because I get burned. I try to help people out, I get burned. So, you know, maybe I won't help so many people because they don't appreciate the help. It says, making me a pizza, you're starving. Okay, I wish I would make you a pizza, but I'm missing a very big ingredient, the dough. I'm missing the dough for that pizza. So let me get that. I have all the other ingredients, and I will show you guys how easy it is. Now, I know it's easy to go out and get a pizza, but I just want to show you the way that the pros do it, And it's a lot different when you do it in a commercial setting. When you go out to a restaurant, it's a lot different. The ovens are different, just like the coffee machines are different when you go to a coffee shop. They're different than the coffee machine you have at home. So there are subtle differences there, and that's why it all translates to a different taste, a different experience. But I will show you how we do it, and maybe it might not be what you're used to. You might be used to what you see in the movies. It might not be how it's done, okay? At least how it's done a lot of ways in other places, you know, or different style, because you have 3 different kinds of pizzas pretty much. You have the Chicago style, which is very thick and it's kind of like a quiche and it's loaded up and it has many layers in some cases. You have the thin crust pizza, which is pretty much that New York style pizza that you see that you can just fold and eat, and very, very thin. And then you have something in between where you get the best of both worlds in some cases, and a lot of people prefer that. So there's a lot of different cheeses that are used, sauces used differently. Some places you have white pizza, which means there is no sauce, and they put a bunch of little different toppings to it. And then there was a chain that came out called California Pizza Kitchen back in the late 80s, early 90s, and they changed it again. They started adding a lot of different flavors to pizzas. Some of them were a hit, some of them were a miss, but that's also part of pizza history too. So I like the bare bones stuff. So I will tell you all about it when I do cook a pizza for everybody. And it's the simplest thing in the world, but you just got to know how to do it. That's all. Otherwise, you can go and get yourself a frozen pizza and be happy. That's perfectly fine too. I'm not going to knock you for it. So yeah, it is pretty quiet now here in West Palm Beach. The season's starting to come to a close, and actually in many cases already has. We missed out on having Sunfest. That would have been a big music festival, about 50 bands every year. They canceled it this year. I'm still sad about that. But I'm gonna be here for a little while longer just because we have some obligations here. But otherwise, I'm gonna get my ass over to Europe and the Northeast as well. And hopefully we'll be doing a lot of streams from there. So we'll be keeping this up. Anything that is of interest to me, I'm gonna share with all of you. And I appreciate when you join in, you say your remarks, good or bad, I don't care. I've got very thick skin. It is very hot out here, so now I'm noticing that I never see the 70s anymore. It's always 80s when I go out. I put the top down. You can't really be out in the sun too long. I went through that honeymoon period, guys, where you come down to Florida, you're living the life, you're so happy that you're here, and you're tanning every day. And I was like really dark tan, my whole entire body. And you just can't maintain it, and it's not too good for you. You're gonna get wrinkles too fast. So I stopped doing that. Now I pretty much cover up. I wear a jacket when I go out just to cover up because I'm exposed to the sun at all times. It doesn't matter how much sunscreen you put on. You can try to keep up, but you're never gonna win that battle. So in order to stay here long term, especially during the hot summer months, you kind of have to avoid the sun, unfortunately. But I have this Florida kind of base tan thing going on all the time, when you could definitely tell I live in a warmer climate. But you know, I try not to just expose myself, go out to the beach and just lay out in the sun all day long. That would be a bad idea, especially here in Florida. So it's all year round, so you have to take that into consideration. So just to give your skin a break. Now, other people are very lucky, you know what I mean? They're very lucky with their tanning, good for them. And it depends. If you're a fair-skinned person, it's probably a nightmare. It's not so bad for me. I have Mediterranean skin, so it's not that bad for me. I do tan, but I also burn too. So, you know, I just have to be careful, that's all. But it is hot. It's hot as a mofo down here now. And at night it's hot too. In the next couple months, especially like July, August, it is crazy hot. Crazy hot. You just walk down the street, you're dripping wet. That's how it is in Florida. But I don't see how it isn't that way everywhere else too in the summer. Unless you're in the Pacific Northwest or something like that where it's cool, 60 degrees in the summer. That's great too, but no. In the Northeast too, it's in the 90s. It gets to the hundreds. It's super sweaty out there, so I don't see the difference. I'm just catching up on the chat. All right, let's play another song. Another indie song by John. You guys can enjoy this too. This, I think, is my favorite song of his. And I believe there's another singer in it too. Pretty cool stuff. And here we go.
Adventures sent $10 slip away by John Maltepes.
Yeah, Shelly, you're right.
No matter what I say, don't let me slip away from you. Won't let you slip. Won't let you slip away from me.
Wow, so what do you mean by that, Stinkbug? You're passing Air Force Base, you keep losing the stream because there's a communication kind of a jam there as you're watching the stream. That's okay. You can always watch the replay. Thank you, though, for saying that. I am drinking margaritas today. I'm trying to make them as green as possible because the Celtics need to gain back their mojo. And any time of the day, if a New Yorker wants to challenge me on the capability of the Celtics, they can. They've been very, very lucky to this point that they've been winning these games that have been down by 20 points. I don't know how long that's going to last, but yesterday was a kick in the gut because we had a chance to tie up the series and to start over again, and we blew it again. I don't know how they're blowing out all the time, and then they lost one of their best players too, Jason Tatum. So he had scored 42 points too. It's not like lack of trying, and he got injured. So I am going to dwell on that as I drink some margaritas tonight with you guys. And I hope that their luck turns around, the luck of the Irish. Where are you Irish over there up in Boston? Give us some luck. You leprechauns have gone hiding somewhere? Come on out. Show yourselves. Actually, I'll wear my hat right now. Got to start the good luck from now. Let's start the good luck right now. With a little Tabasco sauce too. That margarita is a little Tabasco sauce to make it nice and spicy. Spicy. That word's been bastardized too in the last couple months. Oh my God, you can't use any word anymore. A lot of nuts down here, guys. That's all I can tell you. A lot of wackos. I don't know. Is it a Florida thing? I guess it is. I don't know. Are there a lot of people who are running away from the law down here? Probably. Is there a lot of crime because there's such good weather, they don't know what to do themselves? Probably too. At least up there when it's cold and it snows, crime goes down. Here it stays stable all the time. There's a lot of opportunities for crime down here. All right. Did I play everything I wanted to play today? Let me see, because I had kind of a rough draft of what I wanted to do. Usually I think it's going to take longer to talk about these things, but I think I blow through them so fast that I look at the time and I'm like, wow, only 20 minutes went by. So it's very, very difficult to cover information. Like you have to have a lot of information or fill it with nonsense. I don't like to fill stuff with nonsense. I like to have stuff that is meaningful when I stream. So when I talk about stuff, I want to give you as much information as I possibly can. Today I was talking about mortgages. I tried to go into detail about a few things. And if you have any questions, feel free to give me a buzz. I just don't practice, but I maintain my licenses so I can give you information about these things, so I can guide you. But I can talk about finance. I like to do it in detail. I like to tell you the things that other people just skim over, you know? So it's a lot easier to understand if you know everything that's going on. And hopefully you can retain that information too if you know more. And not just wonder, why is this happening? Why is that? Why is that? Well, I try to tell you why. But yeah, I love watching other streamers. That is so intriguing to me, especially the ones in the portrait format when you go up and down on YouTube. And you know, you can explore any other platform too, Kick, Twitch, whatever it may be. You go up and down and you're watching different streamers and it's the craziest thing in the world. It's like, okay, he's in his woodworking shop, all right. He's playing the guitar, okay. Then you see a midget somehow. Then you see a midget playing a guitar. Then you see somebody who you can hardly understand. Then you see somebody who's dressed up in really wild clothing. They're saying stuff you can't even understand, but you can't not watch it for a little while. Then you see that they have hundreds of people watching them just because they want to know what they're going to do next. So it's very interesting what people find to them as being entertaining. Okay. Then there's other people that want continuation streams where it's like a soap opera. It's like what happened yesterday, there's a continuation today. There's other people who just say the same exact thing every single day, all the time. And then their viewers just expect that. They expect that, but they're so in love with that person that they just keep on watching them. And it doesn't matter when they go on. They can go on at 3 a.m., they can go on at 1 p.m., they can go on at 8 a.m. on a Sunday, and they'll be saying the same exact nonsense. You won't know what day it is because they say the same nonsense. They have the 2 or 3 different directions that they take stuff, but they say basically the same exact thing from their bedroom. And because they're little girls, all these guys watch them all the time, and they make money, and there's hundreds and hundreds of people watching them all the time. I don't get it, guys. If you can explain that to me one day, I don't get it. They're just looking at their cleavage. I don't know what it is, but they're making money. Good for them. God bless them. But I don't understand how people can continuously tune into that. They never had a job in their lives, so this is kind of like their first job, and they hit the jackpot. So good for them. I could never just stay in my bedroom all day long, say the same exact thing over and over. You got to mix it up a little bit. You got to say stuff that other people are like, oh, I didn't know that, or that's going to help me in my life. But they talk about people in a really derogatory, negative way. They lash back at the chat. Sometimes chat just loves controversy, and they feed off of that. They're like, what is this crazy person going to say next? That's not the kind of direction I want to take it to. Do you want somebody to just keep on getting triggered and flipping out? If that's what you want, there's plenty of channels out there that do that. I just want to have teachable moments, interesting moments, exciting moments, beautiful places. Travel streams are a passion of mine that I would love to do over and over and over again. And believe me, I have friends that are going all over the world right now. I would have joined them, but I just have obligations here. Otherwise, I'd be already gone. I'd be already gone and showing you beautiful places and doing different things every single day. That's what brings happiness to my life, and just talking with normal people, not seeking out crazy people down here in Florida, and dumpster diving is what I like to call it. All right, let's see what else I can find here. Here's a good song. I haven't played this in a while.
Adventures sent $10. I see a red door.
green seagull turn a deeper blue. I could not foresee this thing happening to you. If I look hard enough into the setting sun, my love will laugh with me before the morning comes. I see a red door and I want it painted black.
Okay, so I would have been cooking right now like I told everybody, but I didn't have the main ingredient. I would have made it a two-parter, and we would have gone even a little bit longer too. But it's been a couple of hours. I appreciated you spending your afternoon with me. And today's theme was Attack of the Robots. It was also doing, kind of spicy margaritas too. And we're doing the red hot chili peppers, so that was perfect for it. So I think it might be nice to just end the stream on a good note with the red hot chili peppers and pay tribute to them because they're such an awesome band. And I appreciate the fart donations too, even the fart donations and all of that fun. And thank you so much for the comments as well. And I'll just hop on and watch some other streams today after I go out there and hit happy hour and have some more fun. So let's play this song out here and then we'll close out. But I appreciate it. Thank you so much. You said you can't explain why you watched Elisa for several months. You started watching when Melissa was on. Well, Melissa is the girl that I was dating. Then you left after you and Tan Man got treated like shit. We did get treated like shit, and she did it all for drama purposes, but she ended up losing a whole lot more than what she thought she gained. That was enough to show you how she treats people. Yeah, but there's people that watch her that love that, okay? So let me play this song as well, and we'll close out the stream with that, and we'll continue another time. And I'm definitely gonna cook for you. I told you that I'd do it, and I always keep my promise, and we'll do it another time as well. And we'll just, hopefully I'll get your comments. I'll be able to continue to make shorts, get some more subscribers, get some more action going here. And we'll keep on growing. We'll have more and more fun as time goes on. And it's all about free will. It's all about synergy between live streamers too. When they communicate together very, very well, they can bring each other up instead of tear each other down. So I'm a big fan of that. I'm a big fan of extending out an olive branch, extending out my hand, helping out people, and then getting that in return because that's what everybody deserves. It's just human nature to just tear people down, be jealous. Don't do that, because if you don't do that and instead you help each other out, there's no limit to what you can actually accomplish. So now I'm getting drunk and I know I'm trying to give you all wisdom. So let me play this song and then I can shut up.
X Adventures sent $10, Callie.
And if you want these kind of dreams, it's Californication. It's the edge of the world in all of Western civilization. The sun may rise in the east, at least it's settled in a final location. It's understood that Hollywood sells Californication. Celebrity skin, is this your gender? Is that why you're waiting?